I'm going to tell you that this is not the best of time for terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. This is not the best of time for terrorist sympathizers in Nigeria. Because to have it, they are having a difficult time currently. This, according to Daily Post, a situation where Interpol have arrested about 11 high-level members of terrorist groups in Nigeria. Let me bring you up to speed with this development. According to Daily Post, it says Interpol arrests 11 high-level members of terrorist groups in Nigeria. You go for that to say that at least 11 suspected high-level members of several terrorist groups have been arrested by International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, in Nigeria. Going further, he said they were among the 83 suspects apprehended across 6 African countries in an operation codenamed Operation Catalyst. Now, countries where arrests were made include Nigeria, Angola, Cameroon, Kenya, Namibia, and South Sudan. In a statement, Interpol revealed that the operation lasted 2 months and targeted terrorism financing and the illegal activities supporting it. It added that over 15,000 persons of interest and entities were looked into. I must say that this is not the first time we are hearing terrorism sponsoring in Nigeria, or as it has to do with terrorism financing. We understand that some time ago, the United Arab Emirates revealed that they have some list of terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. And of course, I believe that at the time, they shared such intelligence with the Buhari government. But it was questioned, it was worrisome that the Buhari government never did anything tangible in terms of arresting and prosecuting them. If it did, it is not to the knowledge of the public, because public is not in the know whether anything of such actually happened. But I want to say that currently, the Nigerian government should synergize with Interpol to ensure that anyone that is still left that have not been arrested is quickly apprehended, prosecuted to act as deterrent to others. Because as it stands, this arrest is collaborating with the time the Nigerian government is changing her service chiefs. So I want to say that it's a very good coincidence, because currently even the new service chiefs is coinciding with the time Nigerian government is equally making effort to increase their capacity to decimate bandits. Because recently we saw the Minister of Defense where he was signing some documents in Italy talking about the plan of the Nigerian government to buy about 24 brand new fighter jets. A record development indeed, because I understand that even before then, we have seen another federal government push to acquire about 49 fighter jets, equally a welcome development. We must say that we are dealing with a very formidable force when it comes to Fulani militias, and that the new service chiefs should know that they are raising against time to get Nigerians protected. Because we have it, the issue of Fulani militia, of Nigerian extraction, is a very serious issue. Because if you go to global terrorism desk, they will tell you that Nigerian Fulani militias of Nigerian extraction, that they are the 4th most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. So I think the new service chiefs should be guided and understand that we are dealing with a very formidable force. Because as it stands, these were the same people who had the boldness, the effrontery, to attempt to assassinate a sitting governor. Talking about when Samuel Otom, who was the governor of Benue State, we understand that there was an assassination attempt on his life. And before he knew it, a group came to say they are Fulani nationality movement and that they did it. They even boasted that the man was lucky, that next time he would not be that lucky. So that is where I'm saying that the new service chiefs should realize that there is enormous task in their hands. And I want to say that the president himself should take it serious. That let performance, competence, result be the watchword here. That anyone that fails to deliver within a stipulated period should be shown the way out of that office. Yes, because we are dealing with the lives and properties of Nigerians, which is very fundamental when it comes to governance. Because the constitution is very clear, Section 14, Section 2B of 1999 Constitution as amended is very clear. It said the welfare of the people and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. And the Constitution has put the responsibility of protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians in the hands of Mr. President and the governors. So, and this the president does through the service chiefs. So anyone that failed to deliver should be shown the way out of the office he now occupies. I want to say that there should be appraisal of their performance periodically to ascertain whether they are getting it right. Because, let me bring this point as well, that hence we have seen new service chiefs. Let us now jettison the idea of negotiating with bandits. Because I must say it is unacceptable the manner we started seeing bandits coming to communities in Katsina, in Zamfara, coming as celebrities for negotiation. I must say it's unacceptable and should be discouraged. That the new service chiefs should come with new strategies, particularly anchored on technology. I said it with every sense of responsibility because I saw that a former House of Assembly member from Borno State came out recently to emphasize that when a Jonathan government postponed the election for 2 months under the either 2 months or 2 weeks before the 2015 election, and that Jonathan brought in machineries who were leveraging on technology to decimate Boko Haram, and that they were doing excellently well until Buhari came in as president in 2015 and jettisoned the idea, send the packing. So that's why I say that let us leverage on technology to address this. It's not out of place to even partner with our foreign partners because the world is already a global village. As far as I'm concerned, negotiating with bandits is out of place. The best option left for Nigeria as a country is to acquire monopoly of currency power, spur the bandits out of the hiding places, set them running, and bring them to justice. That is where I'm saying that the federal government, the state governments, and the local governments must synergize to do this. Talking about the monopoly of currency power. I must say that it's unacceptable in a situation where the Nigerian government shares some level of currency power with bandits, with some non-state actors. It's unacceptable because it exposes Nigerians to danger, as we currently see in some parts of Zamfara, Katsina, Benue, Taraba, Kwara, and even Kaduna because of Southern Kaduna. So let the likes of Adaleru, the likes of Adaleru, the likes of Toji Bello, the likes of Akwashi that operates in Faskari local government area of Katsina State be ready for the might of federal government. I must say that they must test the full wrath of federal government. Because the trauma they bring upon people, the hardship they bring upon people, I must say that they must have a taste of it. Because I want to believe that once those fighter jets start arriving, talking about the 49 fighter jets and the 24 fighter jet that is coming from Italy, once they start arising, let them quickly be deployed to those theater of operation, those Zamfara, Katsina, Kwara, and let those bandits have a full taste of the wrath and the might of federal government of Nigeria. But I must say that Nigerians deserve peace. Nigerians deserve dignity of life. And these bandits have been depriving citizens, particularly in those areas, of this dignity of life. And the best thing the government can do for them, that they owe them, of course, the government owes them that responsibility to protect their lives and properties. So, let me say that the same way those unsalutary leaders are having their day in courts, I understand that one of them have been convicted for, of course, illegal possession of arms and illegal mining of solid minerals. So the same way they are having their day in court, I want to believe that one day, very soon, Adaleru, Toji Bello, Akwashi, and the rest of bandit leaders and bandits members must be arrested to have their day in court. Because one thing is certain, when they are arrested, prosecuted, and perhaps sentenced, it will send strong signal to any would-be terrorists It will add a deterrence to any will be terrorists, and it will people put any will be terrorists in check. That is no longer business as usual. That's why I was particularly happy when I saw the arrest of those Assad terrorist leaders who are currently cooling off in cell, who are having their days in court. As far as I'm concerned, bandits do not deserve mercy because they are wicked. Bandits deserve to be disallowed. Of course, to disallow bandits is a legitimate thing to do, as far as I'm concerned. Because these are people who have no value for human life. There is no peace for the wicked. That's what the Bible says. And there shall be no peace for all the wicked. There shall be no peace for all the bandits. I'm in total and complete support of federal government, every federal government efforts to deal with bandits, to decimate bandits, to disallow bandits, to arrest bandits and drag them to court to act a deterrent to others. Because I must say that there is no justification behind what the bandits are doing, particularly as we see that most of the bandits are not from Nigeria. Of course, these have been established because we understand that even Buhari, when he had conversation with Donald Trump in the first term of Donald Trump as the president of the United States of America, that Buhari made it clear that the bandits are people who come from different parts of the world. Mali, Burkina Faso, Libya, particularly after the fall of Gaddafi. And according to Buhari, that the only one they had is how to shoot gun. So how then, this is not to the lives of course, Sheikh Gumi, who constantly advocate for amnesty for bandits. So the question here is, how do you now start advocating amnesty for those who are alien to the country, those who are not Nigerian, who come from different parts of the world, hibernate in the bushes, in the forest, get to bind, and even start acquiring territories, sharing coercive power with Nigerian foreign security agencies. I did a video the other day where I showed a man who was combined, who from the look, from the hair to the face, showed that this one is not a Nigerian. And from the scenario, he came in company of those who came to negotiate with communities in some part of the north. And from the scenario, it showed that he is their leader. So if he's their leader and is from outside the country, it means what these people are doing is they are sending their people to come and hibernate in the bushes in form of leaders. Then they recruit foot soldiers who now fight on their behalf with the intention of maybe carrying out caliphates. Just Abu Quran told us that, or made the world to know that their intention is to cover caliphates. And it just as even the retired military intelligence officer made it very clear that the intention of those who sponsor terrorism in Nigeria is to ultimately Islamize the country. So that's why I salute the courage of the president, talking about Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, in making this reshuffle, or rather this new appointment. But let us charge those new service chiefs that you must deliver. That failure to deliver means you must be sacked. I think if they had that at the back of their mind, it will trigger them to deliver. Because we are talking about human life. Life is sacrosanct as far as I'm concerned. We are humans who don't have what it takes to create life. It's only God that can bring back anyone that have died back to life. And that God does through his discretion. And in most cases, it's always on exceptional cases. So that's why as human beings, we must do everything humanly possible within the ambits of the law to protect lives and properties of Nigeria. That's why I always tell the president, you are the president and the commander of the armed forces. It belongs on you to protect lives and property. Now we have seen you have appointed new service chiefs. Anyone that is not performing, showing the way out of that office. And let me quickly at this point say that the state governors must, as a matter of urgency and necessity, key into the federal government community-based policing initiative, talking about the forest guard, which I believe has come to give the governors some level of security power. Because personally, I've been a strong advocate that the governors should give some level of security power to parade. Hence, they go by the name of the governors and the chief security officers of their respective states. That should not just be on paper, that in practical terms, they should begin some level of security power to parade. I want to believe that the governors will jump at this opportunity of forest guards so that they can, going forward, have that power to command and control the security architecture in their respective states, to operation, to action, to fight bandits and criminals. We understand that recently the governors of our state lamented that even as his position as the governor, that he has been able to acquire some level of technology that enables him to know the movement and location of bandits. But he was lamented about his inability to command and control the security architecture into operation. But now that we have seen this, the federal government are giving the state nod to start recruiting forest guard. Because we understand that they are meant to recruit between 2,000 and 5,000 depending on their financial capacity. I understand that financial capacity is not an issue. Hence, the governors before now have agreed that as a result of federal government policy of education of FS at the official window and subsidy ruble on gasoline, that they now get more money. And we can clearly see that from news that go around every month when state, local government, and federal government gather in Abuja through FAC to share money on monthly basis. But let me say a very big thank you for your time at this point. This is Central Media and I'm Mr. Martin. We want to come back and continue this conversation. I want to tell you that it's a developing story that we cannot overemphasize, particularly when it comes to issue of security of lives and property of Nigerians. Because if you look at the very cardinal of governance, is at the heart of it. But let me say a very big thank you for your time. This is Central Media and I'm Mr. Martin.